So here is my forest auto generator in Blender. It is currently available on my Gumroad. Alright, so this is about what it'll look like once you open up the actual file. And you can just go ahead and drag around these sliders and click on these values. And there's sliders for absolutely everything. So you can change the seed of the rocks, the seed of the trees, the scale of the rocks, the scale of the trees, and same thing with all of the bushes, the ferns, the grass, everything. The grass even has a render multiplier where you don't have to have all of the grass visible in the viewport. It'll only spawn more in once you render. And you probably notice that some of the leaves aren't active. This is just because I have a toggle for it so that you can turn off the leaves in the viewport and for the render, but you can also keep them on for the render and off for the viewport. This means that you can save a ton of RAM while you're actually like working on the project, and so that it works a lot smoother, but then when you go to render, it'll actually spawn the leaves. And you can do this for each tree individually, so that if you want some trees to not have leaves in the render, you can do that as well. You can also toggle on the only trees option. This is mainly just to clear up some RAM so that the project runs a bit smoother while you're still figuring out the position. And here's what I call the orb of high poly. Basically, what it does is it ensures that everything inside of the ball is high poly and everything outside of the ball is low poly. The textures are still the same, so it still looks good from far away. This is to ensure that the close-ups are super high quality without chewing through so much resource. This is what it looks like to use the only in-camera feature. It still remembers what it looks like, it just doesn't spawn it so that the computer doesn't have to waste resources thinking about it. And obviously you can just drag in things manually and rotate them and scale them individually as you like, just so that you can get exactly the picture that you want. And here are all of the assets that are also included. As you can see, there are high poly and low poly versions of all of them. And for the trees, there's even sliders so that you can change the amount of detail in the high poly version. And you can also change the density, size, and variation of all the leaves per tree.